Good morning, day 36. At least it's not thunderstorming and pouring rain anymore. My goal in getting ready this morning was not to need anything inside of my backpack that I can't reach. So when it's raining, I organize things a little differently. When it's dry, I have exact places where everything in my pack goes. And when it's raining, I have slightly different places where I put things. The trail here is still the road for a while. And I'm really wishing that I brought a piece of gear that I learned about from a southbound hiker last year named Dandelion. He would take a kitchen trash bag with one of those drawstrings, cut out the bottom, and use the drawstring to wear it like a skirt, so he would cinch it up. And that was his rain skirt. He didn't have any rain pants. In the area where I'm going, it's supposed to rain up to 1 inch today. This is my view right now. And I can see the Shuck Stack fire tower from here. It's there. I will let it refocus. I am not sure if it's visible in the video. My destination for the day is either Birch Springs Camp, which is the only official tenting area, which is a reasonable distance for me. It's 6 point something. That's very reasonable for me. And when I made my original plan for hiking in the Smokies, that was my plan. Yeah, I'd rather stay in a shelter when it's just rain, rain, rain. But the closest shelter is 11.8 miles with 4,200 and something feet of elevation gain. That doesn't count the descent. It's something like 1,400. I'd say there's a 10% chance that I can make it to Molly's Ridge. I'm just going to see how I'm doing when I get to the camp and what makes sense. I don't know if you can see him, but there's a chipmunk in the grass right there. There were two, and they were playing. Let me see if I can. Oh. There he goes. Okay. I'm sure you saw that. And I just saw a red cardinal coming up on the dam. Well, I'm here at the Fontana Dam Visitor Center because I remembered that I didn't tell my friend Emily that I would like for her to mail a box. I've been just hemming and hawing about, do I want her to mail a food box and where should it go? And I finally just decided, so I stopped here. I ordered some Good Fight energy bars because I don't want to cook breakfast, and I didn't put very many bars in my resupply boxes, so I was just able to text Stacy and then go to the Good Fight Foods website and order a pack of 10 so that Emily can include them in my resupply box. So that's my last activity before heading into this rain. Well, I'm gonna walk over the dam. God, this thing is huge. So I'm near the end of the dam, and there's this pretty sizable spot where clearly the trash from the lake likes to congregate. Entering Great Smoky Mountains National Park. I'm just walking up this road for what feels like a long time, but I think it just feels like a long time because my feet don't like the asphalt. I can't believe Molly's Ridge Shelter is only 9.9 from here. I'm checking my app. So my app says 10.3, so it took 1.5 miles of road walking to get to the usual AT type trail. So this is where I'm gonna put my permit after I fish it out. Even though it is very, very overcast. I am wearing my rain mitt to protect my hand and wrist from getting any sun at all today. It's probably overkill, but you know, it can't hurt. It hasn't been raining for a while. The temperature's really nice. It's very buggy, and it's just a lot of up. Tons of birds. It's really pretty here in the Smokies. A tunnel of mostly mountain laurel and a little rhododendron. It's so peaceful. Wow. That is so cool. It's very pretty. Here I am at the junction where you can go to Shuck Stack fire tower with a 1/10 of a mile side trail. I am not going to do that. There is the fire tower. It is socked in. I'm going to continue on the AT. Even though I like a good side trip, the weather is not right for it today. Well, here I am at Birch Springs Camp. It's just lightly sprinkling now, but you can see from the extreme mud splatters on my tent that it has been pouring rain. So it was just sprinkling when I got here, and then when I started setting up my tent, it started coming down pretty hard. So some water got in my tent while I was setting it up, and then it was just pouring. But there are lots of trillium. They're a little bit downtrodden right now from the pouring rain. There's one other person with her tent set up over there, and there were 2 people with their tents set up, like making it through the rain, and they are hiking ahead now. And then there are bear cables here and a nice water source. It's still pretty early in the day, but I knew that I couldn't make it to the next place. So it's still relatively early. It's 3 o'clock, but the Molly's Ridge shelter is, I think it's like 5.5 more miles, and I just can't hike fast enough. Like, I think that the fastest I could get there is 4 hours, but I don't have the confidence that I could actually get there. And it's 3 o'clock, and I would have to pack up all my stuff and hike on. I had just wanted to go ahead and hike to Molly's Ridge shelter so that I could be in a shelter when it's pouring down rain and thunderstorming and all of that, and just be around a lot more people. So if it's just me and this one other hiker here, we'll see what happens. But we're not right next to each other, and this is bear country. So, and they say there's strength in numbers. So I wish our tents were closer. This is a tour of my tent on a rainy afternoon, although it has stopped raining for now. Normally I keep my Crocs outside, but out there it's just mud. So I only have my very wet shoes and my other trekking pole. When there was a break in the rain, I went and filled up every water container I have. So I have about 3 liters. That zone over there is for my wettest things. I actually have a plastic bag with my soaking wet things. This is my pack cover and my rain jacket, and then I have my pack here, and that's my P-style case. This shirt is very wet. I'm not excited about putting on a cold, wet shirt tomorrow. That is my fate. There's no chance of it drying. Just for wishful thinking, I have my wet socks hanging up there. Let's see. In this corner, I have my cook pot and my food bag and my trash bag. Well, I've seen videos of people doing this. I'm doing this with my tent door closed. I keep putting my hand here to make sure it's not too hot. If anything, it's really nice and warm, and maybe it'll dry something in here. So the thing with single wall tents is that condensation forms on the inside, and then when big fat raindrops hit on the outside, that condensation bounces off the inside of the tent onto everything in here. So it is essentially raining very lightly inside my tent. And I have a down sleeping bag, and down does not keep you warm when it's wet. Fingers crossed. It's about 60 degrees, so I'm going to be okay. Since the condensation was splashing, I have used that pack towel multiple times to wipe the condensation off the inside of my tent. This is how I'm passing the time. I also rebraided my hair. I used the pack towel to dry off the outside of my rain jacket and the outside of my pack cover. It's actually been on and off a little sunny. Probably hasn't rained now. It's almost 8 o'clock, and it probably hasn't rained in like 2 hours. But this is my first time camping not at a shelter. I'm actually planning to try to go to sleep as soon as it's dark, and then wake up when it's dark and get a really early start.